Relationships are hard. And I think one of the reasons why we are so successful.
Successful. Oh my God.
Is because we view each other as teammates. And we're partners. We're not just, two people in a relationship, who love each other, but we're also financially partners. We live together, we're partners. We, do chores, we get groceries, all kinds of things. Things are equal. And we help each other out when one person is struggling or we make sure one person isn't struggling. So that's what the team thing is. Help each other out so we don't struggle.
Or we struggle together. Like, I'm not going to go out and buy a 4K TV when you have money that you owe Citibank on a credit card or something. I'll help you pay that off. And when the situation's reversed, the water flows back upstream.
That's very true. We're not gonna disregard the other person's situation just because we're doing okay or we think that we can afford something or just thinking of ourselves first. It's not something we do anymore. We think of each other before we do anything, and that's kind of nice.
It's more inclusive, and I feel like there's less onus of, okay, we need to both do X and Y. Like, I'm better at certain things, she's better at certain things, we've grown more, so there's certain things I wasn't so good at the beginning of the relationship that I'm better at because I've seen her modeling that for me. But it's not a competition of I'm fighting for myself and, I feel like this is shorter. Like, there might be some areas that I'm better in and I'll have that strength, and some areas that she's better in and she'll have the strength. And we both benefit from each other's strengths instead of trying to equalize the playing field so that, if I do dishes tonight, you gotta do dishes tomorrow. And if you do dishes tonight, I gotta do... So it's not really like keeping tally as much, because keeping tally, I think it gets you in trouble after some... It fosters this thing in your head, and I don't think it's healthy long term, basically.
No, it's definitely not. Because then you're constantly going to have to you've got this and then you've got to do this. And then it's like you constantly have to one-up each other or make sure that things are balanced in a way where you're not, somebody isn't, losing or winning more. You know what I mean? And I think, on the other hand, though, I think balance is a good thing. So, if he'll do dishes one night, I might vacuum, or I might make dinner, or if I make dinner, he'll do the dishes. Just kind of we do things that balance each other out in a way that it helps the other person, but it's also not you have to do this because I did this.
Or for the podcast, everything's like any podcast we do. I might do the editing, she'll do the write-ups, where she'll put some interesting copy text on something that it might be a little bit harder for me to come up with on the spot. Unless it's easier for me to write in advance, but at the end of a day, I find it a lot. I think she's a lot better at coming up with that, on the fly, whereas I'd need to prepare more in advance. So that's an example of complementing each other, but not,
Yeah, and he'll write the show notes up by hand because he prefers to write by hand, and I am a very fast typer, so I will type all the posts up for the podcast.
Well, actually, it's more because I'm listening to it on the laptop, and then it's the screen, it's prohibitive to listen to the podcast and write on the screen at the same time. If I had two screens, it'd be better to do. But two screens is hard on a laptop, and it's...
Well, either way, we're very good to each other.
But just wanted to bring forward the idea, the teammate thing. I hadn't seen many people talk about it, but I think it's a good way to look at it. and use your strengths more than trying to equalize. Hope it helps.